Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Harry Scarfe, football content creator and YouTuber. Thank you to Chris Callan for this opportunity. If you're new, please do like and subscribe. Let's crack straight into it. We'll go through the news headlines first, and then we dissect them and give opinions. So make sure you stick around. Tom Barkley via the Sun Football reports that the signing of Mohammed Kudus is seen as a major bit of business by Thomas Frank, who made signing a new winger his top priority in this summer window. Sky Sports report that Chelsea and Newcastle both expressed an interest in winger Mohammed Kudus earlier in the window, but Kudus only wanted a move to Spurs. David Ornstein via The Athletic UK reports that Mohammed Kudus is set for a Tottenham medical on Thursday. He will sign a 6-year contract with the club until June 2031. Fabrizio Romano via YouTube reports that Romero's situation is quiet right now. Tottenham have not received any official bid as of yet from Spanish side Atletico Madrid. Next source is Nicolo Scarfe, sports journalist, who reports that Tottenham want to keep Luka Vuskovic at the club and not loan him out. Sky Sports report that the imminent arrival of Mohammed Kudus at Tottenham is not thought to have any impact whatsoever on a potential move for Brentford forward Heung-Min Wissa. Club-to-club contact between Tottenham and Brentford is expected soon. Next, Standard Sport report that Tottenham are told they must pay at least 50 million for Heung-Min Wissa. Brentford only intend to sell one of Mbama or Wissa this summer. Tottenham are mulling over the evaluation. Another report from the Standard Sports state that there's been no contact between Tottenham and Brentford in the last 2 weeks. Ben Jacobs via Give Me Sport reports that interest in Heung-Min Wissa from Spurs is being driven by manager Thomas Frank. List of players yet to return to training, under 21s and under 19 Euros, include Archie Gray, Matthias Tell, Wilson Odobert, and Mikey Moore, and also Heung-Min Son due to family commitments. As the Goal reports that Tottenham captain Heung-Min Son will return to Hotspur Way for the beginning of his pre-season training at the end of this week. He had pre-agreed family commitments to attend to. Alistair Gold. Vinay Venakashu, the new CEO, has confirmed that the wider fan base will continue to hear from the board and senior staffs at points throughout the year. There you go. Clarity Hugh report that Mohammed Kudus submitted a transfer request to force through a Tottenham move. The Guardian reports that Mohammed Kudus handed in a transfer request and was late for West Ham training twice this week in an attempt to force through a Tottenham transfer. AS report that Christian Romero has currently rejected a renewal offer from Tottenham to extend his contract beyond 2027. AS also report that Atletico Madrid have received a resounding rejection from Tottenham after making a formal approach with Christian Romero. Atletico Madrid were willing to reach 55 million euros for the centre-back, but Spurs informed them not to bother sending the proposal. Spurs made it clear they will not enter talks to sell the player. From Plattenberg via Sky Sports News reports that Tottenham intend to officially announce the deal to sign Mohammed Kudus tomorrow on Thursday, should everything go to plan. So those are your headlines in the last 24 hours, purely dominated by the imminent signing of West Ham winger Mohammed Kudus, who I'd argue is a statement signing. Not perfect, there is better out there, but I think he's a big signing. So let's get into the reports. Firstly, the one by Sun Football, delivered by Tom Barkley, that Kudus is seen as a major bit of business by Thomas Frank, and Thomas Frank that he made, he's kind of, selling the winger a top priority. I think that's right. I think going into the window, if you'd asked me what we need, I would have said a winger, a number 6, and more full-back cover. We've already ticked off one of them, or about to tick off one of them, is signing a winger. Matthias Tell doesn't count because he's here last season at the club. I think it was probably right to sign him. Time will tell on that one. I think it's right, but I think we also need more than that. I think this is what also allows us, if we get the right offer for Son, the right offer for Richarlison, to cash in on some of these players. Moving on to Sky Sports report about other interest from other clubs, including Chelsea and Newcastle. It doesn't surprise me, as other reports suggesting that up to 6 clubs were interested, but the fact he chose Spurs to me is absolutely massive. You've got to have a player that wants to be here. The passion, the heart, the fight for the badge is halfway there. David Ornstein reporting that it'll be a 6-year contract until 2031, similar to what Fabrizio Romano was reporting. And he's set for medical as we speak right now. So hopefully there shouldn't be any problem with his medical and, sign a 6-year contract. Fabrizio Romano on YouTube saying the Romero situation is quiet right now. Tottenham have not received any bid from Atletico Madrid. Well, Atletico, I think, are being quite difficult. I think we should be doing everything in our power to keep hold of Romero. Hopefully that he, still wants to be here. If he's like his mind's fully elsewhere, then we do cash in, because it's not healthy having a player that doesn't want to be here. The report about Luka Vuskovic, Tottenham wanting to keep him. He looks very good. I just think we have a lot of centre backs, so I would be open to a loan, but it depends again on the right move. But a club will know what's best. I think the majority of our players, in terms of selling them, in terms of loaning them, unless Thomas Frank is absolutely convinced, they should have at least a couple of games for me in pre-season. I think that is crucial. Having said that, I think we also need to bring in signings before that to get a chance to see them in pre-season. But pre-season is when you want to get the signings as well, because you'll find out gaps if there is any. Sky Sports reporting that the rival Kudus will not affect the potential signing of Johan Wissa. Club-to-club contact expected soon. This might go ahead. I think Brentford want a lot. They probably want 50 to 55 million if I had to take an educated guess. It's good that it doesn't affect it. I was worried that we signed one forward, what Spurs are like, and then forget about Wissa. The only thing is we seem to be lacking cash in hand at the moment. Interesting one about Ange Postecoglou, that Brentford contacted former Tottenham head coach Ange Postecoglou about replacing Thomas Frank. The report from The Athletic. Doesn't surprise me, I suppose. I did have in my head, wouldn't it be funny, if Ange went to Brentford and we appointed Thomas Frank, but I never really thought it was going to happen. So it's interesting they contacted him. I think they personally wanted Justin Coquelin to be their coach. So I don't think we'll be the best of friends at the moment. That's important to note when we get to the Johan Wissa deal, if we do get there. Yeah, the Standard Sport, our report told them they must pay at least 50 million for Johan Wissa. You can't blame Brentford for wanting to hold out for that. Brentford only intend to sell one of them, Mbeumo or Wissa. Could be a disastrous window for Brentford, losing their manager in Thomas Frank, Justin Coquelin, assistant, the whole of at least half of the coaching team, most of the coaching team, to lose Norgard and to lose either one of Mbeumo or Wissa. It's going to be, I think, in a little bit of a relegation battle. But also, there's the report from Standard Sport. There's been no contact between the two clubs in the last 2 weeks. We spoke about that. The interest in Wissa from Spurs has been driven by Thomas Frank. Interesting about the players yet to return, family commitments with Son. So there's no one like that's breaking rules or anything, because the under-21s and under-19s at the Euros. Some will turn very soon at the end of this week. Really good news, really big news as well about the CEO has confirmed that the wider fan base will continue here from the board and senior staff at points throughout the year. Something we've lacked. We've lacked this communication. He clearly gone in, spoke to Levy, identified that. I liked his interview. We've done one recently with, I think it was Johan Langer and Frank. I liked his one with Levy. Whatever you think of them, and I certainly don't like the Tottenham board. But this is much needed. That transparency, that communication with the fans has been so non-existent. Interesting to hear about Mohammed Kudus. Different reports, The Guardian and Claret and Hugh, both kind of reporting that he submitted a transfer request and was late to training. That's clear. Again, I don't support that, but it's clear that Kudus wants to join Tottenham. Interesting. AS report that Romero has rejected a renewal offer to extend his contract beyond 2027. That is a risk you take if you do keep him, but it's a risk I think we should take. Good on Tottenham if AS's other report is true about, telling Atletico Madrid not to bother with the 55 million euros. I absolutely support that. For me, I'm going to say it now. I think Romero is a kind of 90, 95 million player. I would listen to any offers kind of above 80, 85. I do genuinely mean that. There's a lot of players in this fan base that are probably, I would argue, slightly overrated among the fan base. But one that I think is underrated is Christian Romero. And last but not least, Foreign Platterberg's report via Sky Sports News, the Tottenham intend to officially announce the deal for Mohammed Kudus today on Thursday. So hopefully this reaches you before the Mohammed Kudus signing is announced. But thank you very much for watching. Those are your headlines and opinions. I'm a football content creator and YouTuber. I'm 16 years old. If you can support my work, that would mean a lot. At HarryScarfe22, you can follow me on all socials, including X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and also have my own YouTube channel, Harry Scarfe, which includes the Scarfe Spurs Talk podcast, which is my podcast, which runs 1 or 2 episodes a week, where we just cover everything Tottenham in detail. So a lot of content going out this summer now. I've finished my GCSEs, but I want to thank Chris Callan again for this opportunity. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. It's been a pleasure to talk to you guys once again. And for now, come on, you Spurs. Bye.